Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Today it's going to be a fan film review of Vince DiSanti's Never Hike Alone 2, the sequel to Never Hike Alone. We also got Never Hike in the Snow, which was a prequel to Never Hike Alone. I think I've got that timeline right. Now, I was very late to the game with the original Never Hike Alone. I didn't see it when it first came out. I then finally saw it, and then I saw James A. Janice do his kill count on it, and I loved it. I thought it was a damn good attempt, especially for a fan film. You could tell there was a lot of love going into this, and then Never Hike in the Snow came out, and it was actually my favorite between that and Never Hike Alone. There's something about Jason in a snow setting. Obviously, we'd never seen that before, but it was just so badass, and I just love the fact that he uses a bow and arrow. I love the design of Jason from Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, and now we have Never Hike Alone 2, a direct sequel to Never Hike Alone. Now, Vince DiSanti and crew managed to raise just shy of $500,000, and that's in Australian dollars, so I'm doing the conversions, and it's nearly 500,000 AUD, which is just insane. And it shows. This is a damn good looking fan film and a damn good attempt at capturing the essence of the original Friday the 13th films. And the best thing is we have actor Thom Mathews back as Tommy Jarvis. Now, he played Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. He was also in the previous fan films. He plays a paramedic. Still playing Tommy Jarvis, but he's a paramedic. But now it is centered around him and his PTSD and trauma of the events that happened with him going up against Jason Voorhees back in the day. Now, director, writer, and also Jason, Vince DiSanti, also had a hand in producing Dylan's New Nightmare, which was really cool. They're kind of keeping it all in the family. I love the fact that they also got Miko Hughes back for Dylan's New Nightmare. It's kind of cool to get people that were involved with the original source material in on these fan films. We also have Douglas Tate in this film, which is really cool. He was a stunt double for Jason back in Freddy vs. Jason, and also a stunt double for James Dew Courtney as Michael Myers in Halloween Kills, which is fucking awesome to have on your resume. Yeah, I doubled as Jason and Michael Myers. We've also got Vincent Gustafaro playing Sheriff Rick Colon, who was also in Friday Part 6 alongside Thom Mathews. So the basic premise to Never Hike Alone 2, and this is what I'm going off in terms of the description that was on the YouTube channel. Never Hike Alone 2 picks up with Crystal Lake's haunted son, Tommy Jarvis, played by Thom Mathews, who is all but given up on his search for the long-lost Jason Voorhees. However, when Tommy receives an emergency call to pick up an injured hiker, Kyle MacLeod, he will once again come face to face with the ghost of Crystal Lake, setting in motion a blood-soaked conclusion to their deadly rivalry. Caught between the chaos is Dr. Diana Hill, still searching for answers to her son's disappearance in Never Hike in the Snow, and the ever-stubborn Sheriff Rick Colon, who is convinced Tommy is responsible for all of this. So first things first, this is a damn good fan film. This is a really good attempt at capturing what the original Friday the 13th series was about, even though the original Friday the 13th series was all over the place with what it was doing in terms of the timeline. But with that being said, I love how this is written, and the characters are written. A lot of them are suffering from PTSD, having flashbacks, hallucinations of Jason, because that is how much of an impact he has had on certain characters in this film. Obviously, Tommy is the main one. Overall, I feel this is a beautiful little love letter to the series, and Vincent and crew have done a damn good job. It has little nods and throwbacks to the original series, and even certain kills are little nods and throwbacks, tips of the hat, to some of the kills from the original series. It was one of those things where someone would die, and I'm like, I see what you did there. That was clever. That was clever. Now, one thing that I hadn't really seen before, and I'd have to go back and double check, is Jason's process. Kind of seeing his process in this film. You kind of see what makes him tick, and you see how he operates in a certain scene and how he functions, but they don't show too much. They just show you a little bit and don't give too much away and reveal too much of the monster. Overall, the acting is pretty good. There are times where it's like bordering on schlocky and a bit cheesy, but that's the point. Like, these Friday the 13th films were never Hamlet. Like, it's not Shakespeare. They always have their schlocky moments, their cheesy 80s moments, and they definitely capture that here. I think my biggest gripe is the film is so clean looking. Like, it's the 4K version that's up on YouTube, and it's such a beautiful looking film. I feel like they could have done like a Halloween Kills flashback thing and lit it and color graded it much like the original films from the 80s, just to give it that kind of fuzzy, grainy look to it, like that proper 80s film stock look. But that also costs a lot of money and a lot of time. Again, I think that was my biggest distraction seeing this film. Like, okay, you've clearly captured sometimes the schlockiness, but the overall feel, the vibe, the music, and I will get to that, the sound design, everything. But the look is so modern, it's kind of distracting, if that makes sense. So segueing into the score and the sound design, it's brilliant. The score is jarring. You have hints of the original Friday the 13th score, which is great, and it's not too overly done, but also it's jarring at times. It's in your face, it's intense, and then it's more mellow, subdued. You got a sprinkling of synth in there now and then, so it's a bit of everything for everyone. In terms of the design of Jason, it's pretty much following up from, Never Hike Alone, Never Hike in the Snow, just following that continuity, and I dig it. I am a fan of the hockey mask. I love the weathering. I love the way it's designed, and his overall like hood and stuff like that, and the silicone gloves all look great. You definitely get the idea that this guy is a proper zombie. And going into the effects side, this is a very brutal Jason. Like, he does not hold back. Some of the kills in this are quite imaginative and gory. We actually have Nora Hewitt coming in this time, which is great. She did Dylan's New Nightmare, she did Dave McRae's Freddy Krueger makeup, and Nora and the effects crew did an incredible job. Again, this is really gory, especially at the end climax, which is what you want with a Friday the 13th film, let alone a fan film. In terms of the climax, it's brutal, it's full of cheese and convenient timing, and at times it's delving into existential territory, but it seemingly works. Again, going back to like the schlocky acting at times, I think that's the point. Like, again, it's a Friday the 13th fan film. If you're going to try and emulate the original series, then you got to have that. And it definitely does that. Now, it does indeed set up a sequel. This is a spoiler-free review, so I won't get into the very end couple of shots, but it definitely does set up a sequel, which is what you want. That's the way to do it. It's Friday the 13th, man. So overall, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed this. Again, I was late to the game with Never Hike Alone, then Never Hike in the Snow came out, loved it, and then this came out, and it clocks in at an hour and 12 minutes. So it's a solid feature film. You can tell Vince DiSanti, the cast, the crew, everyone just gave it their all. It's a love letter to the original series. My biggest gripe is I think like it would have been cool to see like an 80s color grading, much like they did with the flashback scene in Halloween Kills, but again, that is a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money. So with that, I'm going to be giving Never Hike Alone 2 for Vince DiSanti's out of 5. Definitely go check it out, guys. It is a really solid attempt. The pacing was great. It flowed pretty well. The hour 12 went pretty quick. I can't wait to see what Vince and crew do next. Love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.